The other things that you need to realize is one of the biggest things that you have when you get a puppy is potty training. They don't know where they're supposed to go and where they're not supposed to go. They were raised very calmly all together. Mom cleaned them up along the way, so they didn't have any discipline for going in the wrong place. Very calmly, they're raised in pens where they can mess anytime they want, and there is no consequence. Now they're coming into your house and you have a little different opinion on the subject. So it's very important that we establish things well. We need to take the puppies out on a routine basis and show them where the appropriate place to go is. Now, in the beginning, they're not going to understand the process, but this is a training process. So every time you take them outside and they squat to do their business, you give them a word. Potty, pee, poo, doesn't matter, but it needs to be one word. Essentially, when you train a dog, you're teaching them a foreign language. And if you make it too complex, if you say, let's go outside and go potty, they can't comprehend or they don't learn that very rapidly. If you give them one word when they're outside and say pee, every time they squat, you say pee, praise them, then pretty soon they'll understand what they need to do and they'll be much more responsive. Dogs as a whole want to please you. They want to fit in. They don't want you to be upset at them, so they're going to try to please you. The secret is teach them the word, but take them out frequently. Probably the biggest mistake I see is people get the puppy, they let them run all day long and get real frustrated when they're peeing all over the house. A puppy needs to go out probably about every 20 minutes. Now, you hear that and say, man, that's a lot of work. The reality is it's only for a short period of time. Like potty training children. Once they get it, they get it. And then you don't have to go through the motion. Most dogs can be potty trained somewhere between 7 to 12 weeks of age. That's the important time to spend your time, because if you spend it well then you're not going to fight it for the lifetime. If you do not train them at that point, sometimes you have a lifetime of a dog messing or going in the other room and peeing when you're not around. It's also very important while you have them in the house that the puppy stays in the room with you. More than likely, if he's not right beside you wanting to play with you, he's in the other room peeing on the carpet. So be aware that if he's not around you, there's probably a reason. The mistake of most potty training is not the puppy, it's the owner. So make sure that we set our timer, spend 20 minutes, every 20 minutes, take them out to a specific area. Once that area gets saturated with their sense, whether it be pee or poo, whichever, they'll get used to that's the area. Now, the kids will love you for this because the cleanup's a lot easier if it's in one part of the yard. It's a lot easier than having to clean the whole yard. So if you get them used to that one spot, it's much easier. Now, they are very fastidious. If you leave a messy yard, they're not going to go back to that. They're going to want to go someplace else. So you do need to pick it up on a routine basis. The other thing that happens with puppies is they are in the oral stage at that. They test their whole environment by putting things in their mouth. So if you leave stool down, especially from the other dogs or cats in the area, they're going to go out and taste it, which is another terrible habit that none of us want to deal with.